Hello, today we'll talk about new gaming platform that called BitGuild. So BitGuild is a decentralized gaming platform built on the Ethereum blockchain. The project aims to revolutionize the current centralized gaming industry by creating a decentralized global and unfilled gaming environment where players own their game assets and all in-game digital assets are tokenized and tradable. BitGuild further aspires to redefine the relationship between developers and players by creating an international platform that fosters both players to players and players to developer interactions. The driver of the platform will be the Platinum, called Plat, an ERC20 token will be used for trading all in-game digital assets on the BitGuild platform. The project is developed and managed by BitGuild Foundation, which is registered in Singapore. The team and advisors behind the project are highly accomplished and well experienced leaders in both the cryptocurrency and the gaming industry. So, true ownership in game characters and assets. What is the problem? Prior to the advent of the blockchain technology, players didn't have true ownership of their in game digital assets. Instead, all these digital assets were stored on the game company's server, where the company had complete control. In many games, there were legal agreements such as term of service and end user licenses agreement. That's a player must agree every time they log into a game. These legal agreements usually clearly state that players don't own any of assets they acquire within the game. So, blockchain technology solved this by allowing the virtual assets to be stored in player digital wallets, where these assets cannot be moved without the player's permission. The game server interacts with each player by reading his linked wallet and loading a visual description of his character and items. This concept is already proved by in April 2017. Edward Soft introduced the Spells of Genesis, a mobile trading card game built on top of the blockchain technology, where the blockchain cards can be exchanged and traded outside the game. In the following months, CryptoKitties was launched, a digital collectible asset as a 100% owned by the player and can be traded in exchange for cryptocurrencies or other CryptoKitties. So the next problem is in-gaming items trading. So the problem is that in recent years, more and more games restrict players' ability to sell or trade in-game characters and items, neither for real money nor for other in-game items. This trend is prevalently main among free-to-play games. Free-to-play games are games which require no initial purchase, but instead virtual items within the game can be purchased with real money. Since in this model and items that is traded between players is revenue that is not going into the developer's pocket, and gradually imposed more and more restrictions. To address this, the issues trade has been happening during the last decades on third parties' websites, outside the game ecosystem. The problem with the manner is a term of trust. This website in many cases set up specifically to defraud customers by selling items without any interactions to deliver them. And blockchain-based games. By using smart contracts, players will be able to trade directly with each other player in the game, where a third party is not even necessary. So next problem is microtransactions. The problem is that games like Hearthstone and Clash Royale generated billions of dollars a year based on millions of transactions that range in value from few pennies to $10. Players are not cost conscious when it comes to incredibly cheap items, even if these items add up in a course of time. The main disadvantage of the manner is the transactions fees. International bank wires and even international online payments are often subject to additional permanent fee regardless of the amount of the wire. Therefore, the microtransactions, these fees might be higher than the transparent amount. To address this problem, in many games, players must recharge a minimum amount of the real money, which in turn converted into in-game currency. After the money has been converted, it is then can be spent on microtransactions in the game and the blockchain-based games. By utilizing blockchain technology, players might be able to perform microtransactions directly instead of recharge minimum amount. However, it is subject to negotiation whether public permissionless blockchain in their current structure are able to allow concurrently low transactions fees, and fast execution time while engaging high volume of transactions. So, BitGuild, that is the platform. To address these issues, BitGuild designed a global ecosystem for blockchain games that consists of six major parts. That is, the game platform designs to be home for both game which has been developed by BitGuild and games which developed by a third party. In order for a game to be listened on the platform, it must utilize blockchain and smart contracts, accept PLAT as the only payment option, and feature tokenized in-game items that are player-owned and tradable. Insensitive for developers. To incentivize developers to launch their games on the BitGuild platform, BitGuild provide the following. So, localize. BitGuild team has the wealth of experience in game localizations. The team is willing to assist developers to localize their games and will translate those games into more than 15 languages. Marketing. Developers will be able to use more effective marketing strategies instead of spending millions of dollars on just Google Ads. Developers will be able to pay that money for the players as an initiative to play their games. Industry resources will become more efficiently used. Founding problems. BitGuild allows gaming companies to raise funds through the use of the smart contracts directly from the player and thus solve the traditional revenue-based funding issues. And crowdsourcing. BitGuild fosters a decentralized working environment for blockchain game services. Using crowdsourcing, developers may reduce their operational cost. Incentive mechanism for users. Accounts. Players will create accounts on the website which is be linked to their wallets. New account starts level 1 and users can gain experience points called EXP. Based on the amount of plat, the hold over time assumes you to own 10,000 plats, which is stored in your wallet, over a period of 7 days. At the end of the week, your balance drops to 9,000 plats, where it stays for next 7 days, and so on. So, to incentivize users to gain XP hold plats, users who level up their accounts will be able to receive platform and in-game rewards, title found, badges, etc. And also we will have achievements. BitGuild platform will feature an achievement sections, where players can gain achievements by completing platform or in-game task. Player who will complete achievements will be rewarded with non-transactionable, non-transferable, and non-tangible tokens. Transaction fees. The revenues from transactions which occur on the BitGuild marketplace will go to the selling player aside from a design house contributor split. The specific amount is yet to be published. Game fees. All plats spent within a game on the BitGuild platform will be split between in-game developers, design houses contributions, and the BitGuild. The portion allocated to BitGuild will not exceed 10% of each transactions. So, also we'll have such things said BitGuild wallets, BitGuild virtual asset exchange, BitGuild community, and the main part that is the BitGuild game. The first game launched on the BitGuild platform will be the BitGuild the game, a game where players created unique individual avatars which can accomplish unique items through mining, crafting, and fighting. A beta will be ready in second quarter of 2018. So, on the token sale, BitGuild already raised 40,000 Ethereum during the private and the pre-ICO funds. The early contribution included Patrick Aldai, Andrew Train, and Prog Percy and Justin Sun, and more top crypto investors that are not be disclosed. So, I hope this video was informative for you. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.